Good evening. 3,841 days until I am 40. Just gonna wait for Instagram to sync again, and we shall continue with today's topic, which is don't think, just do. Um, I was watching, I was watching, there's that, why can't I recall it right now? I was watching Top Gun, Top Gun Maverick. I was watching Top Gun Maverick, and there's like a famous line there where um, Tom Cruise, and he tells his buddies. Well, I'm butchering this, but like he tells his buddy's kid to just stop thinking and just do. Because if you think for even for a split second while you're up in the air, flying a plane, trying to shoot down your enemy, and you don't rely on your instincts, you are going to lose. You are going to be shot down. And it applies to a lot more of life. It's really easy to overemphasize our intelligence or our ability to think through, rationalize, and um, even rationality itself. I think we overemphasize the importance of being rational and intelligence among that. But specifically, many times in life, I'll say um, it's really important to just stop thinking and just do it, because the time for thinking and thinking itself will always come. It just naturally is part of what makes us human, and it's an evolutionary advantage. It's a core capacity and capability, and yet um, so much of our life is completely not dictated by that at all. Um, and it's more important to just actually do something. I don't know if you found, but even sometimes, like, you just go out and you don't really know where you're going. You just kind of aimlessly go, and you're just present to being there, with whoever you are out with, and it turns out to be the most beautiful day. It turns out to it turns out to work out better than you might have ever expected or might have hoped to plan for it to be or go. Now, I've been thinking about like Valentine's coming up and planning for Valentine's too. And it's important to plan, I guess. It shows that you like, more than it being important to plan. I think it's important to show uh, the person you love that you appreciate them and you think about them when you when you consider things. And hey, ideally that just comes naturally to you. And also just doing is more important than the thinking of you doing it, and then you never end up doing it because you're stressed out and you can't do it. Last night I was actually moving on from that. Last night I couldn't sleep, and I was thinking about, well, yeah, I was thinking, I was like a little bit stressed, and I remembered I came across something that Gabor Mate mentioned about like ADHD, right? It's about where neurotypical people may have flight or fright, a fight or flight response to stress. Um, People with ADHD, depending on the spectrum and strength of it, will usually not have that response. And from between like just freezing or distracting yourself, like you will have a different response to stress than neurotypical people. And you can get pretty stuck in that easily. And I think what's helping me is just like acknowledging or realizing that, hey, you know what? I am stressed. I'm not keeping a certain commitment, or I don't want to talk to people, or, I'm going through these reels or even watching this movie. I'm not actually enjoying it. I'm just doing it to not be stressed, but it's still there. Um, anyway, just taking a moment to acknowledge it, write down all the different places that my mind is, not really intending to solve it in that moment, has really helped to kind of bring the creative Right, that's what comes out as, like, a superpower. It's like, because you don't have a fight or flight response, you don't necessarily get tunnel vision in a stressful situation. You start seeing many, many other paths in and around it. The key, though, is that you can't get stuck. And once you kind of identify all the different dots and things that don't necessarily make sense, and they just do, as in take a step forward in that direction, um, you kind of step into this, like, almost hyper focus, and all the dots become connected. And um, yeah, it's a superpower. You can just, like, zoom out of that really quickly and find a solution that you might not have otherwise, and others around you may benefit from as well. So, and until you get stuck again, right? Like that, it's just a continuous cycle and practice. Um, so today's, yeah, that's what kind of brought me to share what I shared today. Don't think, just do. And I got stuck again doing Bitcoin coding, but taking a step outside, coming back at it, we're just gonna